What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Mark coming back at y'all again. And y'all, I know it's been a minute since the last time I did a video up here on YouTube. In fact, the last time I made a video was like about 3 or 4 months ago, and I haven't been busy or nothing like that. I just been kind of lazy with making videos up here on YouTube. And I really need to step my game up and be more consistent in making more videos for y'all, cause I can't just keep going 3 or 4 more months without giving y'all something. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, what I want to do for y'all tonight is a vocal analysis video, and it will be on none other than the legendary iconic Britney Spears. Now, I've been having this analysis all written out for quite some time now, and I'm just now doing a video about Britney. And let me just tell y'all, Britney's just one of those singers that's just kind of hard to classify as far as determining what her vocal fock or what her voice type is, because I feel like that she never really had the chance to develop her voice to its full capacity, especially when she gotten older. And I'm gonna get to all that in a minute, but right now I really want to talk about her voice type and what I think she's capable of being if her voice was fully developed. So with all that being said, let's just get on right into this analysis. Okay, so if Britney's voice was fully developed, I strongly believe that she could possibly be a lyric soprano. Now, I know a lot of you have said that she's a soubrette, and some of you have said that she's a mezzo soprano, and others have even gone on to say that she's a contralto. And I don't think none of it is true, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even though her tessitura sits lower than a typical soprano, I still feels like that she's a soprano regardless because of the lightness and the brightness of her voice and of her timbre and everything else. And she also has an extended lower range, so I can understand why some people may think that she could be a lower voice type like a mezzo or a contralto or anything like that. And let me just talk to you about the other things about Britney's voice that I have down here in my notes. Her lowest note is a D2, but notes like C3 or C sharp 3 are audible. And her highest belt is an F sharp 5, and she hit it in one of her performances back when she was a kid. And her comfort zone is singing in an upper third octave, all the way up until like a C sharp 5 or a D5. So you're gonna mostly hear her sing within that area in her live performances, especially her performances from back when she first came out in the late 90s and whatnot. And let me just talk to you about the other things about Britney's voice that some of you may not know the story of. I did a lot of research on Britney, and come to find out that Britney wanted to be a Broadway singer instead of a pop singer, but ever since she signed with Jive Records back in '97, that's when everything changed, or that's when her plans changed, because that's when the label wanted her to market her as a pop singer. And another thing is that if you listen to her live performances back when she was on Star Search in the early '90s and in the Mickey Mouse Club, you can definitely hear the difference in her singing style between back then into what she sounds like now, which is kind of girlish and very youthful and whatnot. And I even have down here in my notes where one of the producers named Eric Foster White was the one that Britney had worked with over a month and tried to shape her voice to being what is today distinctively, unmistakably Britney. In other words, Eric was the one that molded her voice into being what it is today, which is this mid-nasal baby voice. And not only did they try doing this to Britney, but they also have tried or have did this to groups like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys because they wanted that mid nasal sound because that's the kind of sound that sells records. And not to mention, pop music favors lighter and brighter voices and higher voices because um, singers like sopranos or tenors, they tend to have the money notes and they tend to be more marketable than lower voice types are. Like um, see, mezzos and baritones, like they can really give you richness and finesse and tone. Like they can't really give you range as much as the soprano or tenor can. So that's why pop music tend to favor people with more superior voices because they're the kind of voices that could cross over into pop music and within any other genre of music. And another thing is that back in the day, Britney was singing more R&B and soul music than pop music. So that goes to show you that she wasn't really into all that pop music like that. And in fact, the song that really landed her record deal back in '97, Jive Records, was when she was singing a Whitney Houston song, which is called "I Have Nothing," and that's the song that gave her record deal back in '97. But after she signed with Jive Records, that's when they made her change her whole style, her whole image and the way she sung and whatnot, just to be more marketable and just to sell a lot of records and whatnot. And another thing is that I wasn't really able to find Britney's performances from when she was actually singing live and not lip syncing. Like the only performances that I actually heard her sing live from is her performances on Star Search and in the Mickey Mouse Club in the early '90s, all the way up until like maybe 2002 or whatever. Then after 2002, like I haven't really heard her sing live like that. She would mostly be lip syncing, and I know a lot of people have said that she lost her voice because she's been singing in this baby mid nasal voice for so long, and I don't think she lost her voice. I just don't think she just doesn't have the confidence to sing live anymore. Because like if you look at her live performances in the late '90s from when she first came out, you can definitely see how hoarse and how out of breath she would be very fast because she's really singing through her nose, and singing through your nose can be detrimental to your vocal health because you're really supposed to sing from your diaphragm and with your entire body, not just from your nose and from the neck up and from your throat. You're supposed to sing with your entire body from your diaphragm because that's the correct way of singing. And posture is another important factor to singing as well. So, and I also think that the label don't want her to sing live anymore either because of what happened in the past. Some of her earlier performances weren't all that great because she would be hoarse and fatigued vocally very fast, and I think they were trying to avoid her making those same mistakes over and over again. So that's why she kind of resorted to lip syncing right now. Especially nowadays. And I always wondered what her voice would have sounded like if they let her develop her natural voice to what it sounded like before, which was real rich and powerful and real mature because she had a very mature voice, especially at a very tender age, at like at 10 and 11 years old or whatnot. So it just really made me wonder. And another reason why I think they made her change her whole singing styles because she kind of sounded very similar to Christina Aguilera at the time. And they probably wanted her to have her own identity vocally and not try to sound like anybody else on the radio and whatnot. And yeah, so that's basically it. That was my vocal analysis of Britney Spears. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.